Why is it important for law enforcement officers to train agility? There's a number of reasons. Probably the most important ones are to create distance, to work on the tissues and kind of make sure that tissues are ready for fast movement, so injury reduction, and then also preparing for load carriage. In terms of creating distance, the person who manages distance the best is going to manage the amount of damage that is incurred in terms of an incident. Super important to be able to create distance, create and win angles so that you can put yourselves in the best position and get out of harm's way. The next reason is about readying your tissues, right? Typically when something kicks off in an use of force incident, you are going to most likely be going from 0 to 100 real quick, right? And in that situation, you don't have time to stretch or get ready. And if your tissues are not prepared for that amount of tension and the amount of speed, the likelihood of pulling a muscle or something to that effect, rolling an ankle, is pretty high. But if we utilize it in training where we focus on, that rate of force development, that agility, those plyometrics, all of that is going to help us ready our tissues even when we're cold and we got to kick off into a moment's notice with that high rate of speed or high rate of force. Lastly, load carriage, right, is so important. Typically, officers are wearing about 20 pounds or greater in terms of the amount of load they're wearing with their vest. So that's going to affect our speed, our agility, everything else, and our cardio. And so one of the ways that we can train that is with agility work. The faster we are without a vest, the faster we are with a vest, number one. Number two, if we can add the vest into some of our training, then we're going to see that carry over to where we're prepared. We know what it's like to move in an agile way with the load carriage. So that's another super important aspect. Change of direction is super, super important to train. The ability to plant your foot, develop that force, everything that we do in the gym with squatting, deadlifting, pressing, all of those things, being able to now apply that to the real world comes down to that simple act of planting your foot into the ground, changing direction, and going quickly the other way. Typically on a weekly basis, you're going to find some type of agility work in the effective fitness training program. And then at least twice a year, we're going to train the tactical agility test. And that's going to really test your ability to not only change direction, but also, just move under duress. Because not only is it timed, you can do it with a weighted vest, and you can even do it with the presentation of a weapon. And you can check out those videos that we have online as well. The last part of that is just how it applies to vehicle mobility, right? The simple act of getting out of your vehicle and getting to the rear to provide cover is super, super important, and the agility is going to make all the difference in the world. So we need to train agility weekly. The main reasons are creating distance, preparing your tissues for injury reduction, and then also the aspect of load carriage and how it affects our movement.